Welcome to The Fence with your hosts, Mitch
and Gars.
Normally, we dive into all kinds of topics to help with weight loss, fat loss, muscle gain.
And that's going to be soon.
Right, and we're doing it every Friday as per usual. But we have been doing a friendly fat loss competition. And so today, this is week 2 of our 2-month fat loss competition. We just got our weigh-in in.
And changes are beautiful.
And some people are seeing a little more progress than others. Oh, God. And we're going to cover those first off today in the episode. Who wants to pull it up and go over those stats for us?
Okay. So just go in order?
Yeah, boy. Sure.
All right, so I weighed in first. I'm down 2.5 pounds, roughly. BMI down less than 0.5%. Body fat down 0.3, so pretty minimal, but still down. Figured it should be a smidge down. Yeah. All the way down? I'm doing all of it, or is that?
Stick with weight and body
fat. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Keep it simple, pimple.
Subcutaneous slightly down. Visceral's the same. Body water's the same because I had 1 cup of black coffee again, Gar.
No, it doesn't matter. Just keep it that way because first time you did the same shit.
And then my muscle mass says it's down 1.5 pounds. So that's confusing.
So the skeletal muscle, I think, just refers to the ligaments, tendons, and bones.
Sure.
And then the other one,
just muscle mass.
Muscle mass is just your straight up muscle tissue. And it makes sense, if you're going down in weight a lot of times. That's, why bodybuilders have to prep so carefully, because when you're going down in body fat and trying to lose weight, sometimes muscle will suffer as well. So, it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, true that.
It's not like a ton at least, so you got to try to maintain.
Yeah.
Which is the whole thing we talked about in week 1.
And I'll fluctuate a lot, and I think that's pretty common because I've
100%.
noticed that over time. Like, it might be down. And I think your body water has an effect, at least for the scan at my gym. I think your total, where your body water is at that moment, I think it can affect
100%.
how it reads with
that's
the
why I
muscle
was saying
mass.
to hydrate, because more hydrated you are, lower the body fat it will show.
Yeah.
And then other way around.
Vice versa, yeah. And if my muscle mass is down, almost always my body fat's up.
I just figured it out. Gars is not drinking water.
No, I did.
He's just drinking freaking beef fat.
Beef fat.
Just drinking the juices from the ribeye.
What the hell is called? Bone broth.
Okay.
Chibao.
I'm drinking. Man, I better see some different changes. Yeah, keep going.
So that was me. So I'm down 0.5% or less than that, 0.3%. So, all right. Is this you? No, this is Gar. Okay, Gar dropped 11 pounds, which is.
I'm telling you, he had rocks in his pockets.
Oh boy, there's gonna be a lot of explanation down here.
That's ridiculous.
He just
body
shaved.
fat down a full percent. Dropped a full percent in body fat.
I'm surprised it's not more with 10 pounds. That's crazy.
They have water.
What about his muscle mass?
Good question. Muscle mass is down. He dropped 6.8 pounds of muscle mass. You weak bitch.
It's all right. My weights went up for some reason.
Skeletal muscle down a little bit, yeah. Subcutaneous fat down just shy of 1%. Visceral fat down 2% though, Gar. Good on. And he had a whole ribeye cooked in butter yesterday, just to show you, nutrition isn't just
different fat.
Yeah.
Right. Just
saying,
It's a different thing.
It's interesting to see that. Yeah. So Gar's whipping everyone's ass. Here we go, Mr. Feehan here. All right,
Not a great day for Ryan.
Up 4.5 pounds. Ryan, my boy, up 0.5% in BMI. Oh, we're not doing BMI. Body fat up 0.5%, that's pretty negligible.
Right.
I'm not really worried about the 0.5%.
Yeah,
I'm more annoyed that I was 252 when I was here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 256.
And I'm 256 now because I haven't been 252 in a minute. So I was shocked.
You can float.
When I did that. No, I'm consistently 256-ish.
2 weeks is tough to see any real progress, though, except for Gar, apparently.
Well, I'm also annoyed that my muscle mass is up 3 pounds and I gained 4 pounds, but my body fat is up 0.5%.
Yeah, but 0.5% body fat for 3 pounds of muscle, I'll take that any day.
Yeah.
It's
not bad. I'm not really that frustrated with it.
I mean, if we keep that trend the entire time of this, then obviously you're going to be wearing
I'm going to be wearing the dress at the steakhouse.
Yeah, right.
You deadlifted 485 the other day, huh?
I did.
Let's see that.
That
cool.
cannot get you in that freaking bed too. Come on, man.
Let's deadlift right now, guys.
You saw
He didn't film it though, so
Right now,
did it really happen?
Let's send it, dude.
Let's do it. I'm hungry too. I didn't eat shit.
And then Mr. Chip off the old block, Mitch here. You gained 4 pounds. Damn.
Yeah,
All right.
It's literally like the same as me.
Yeah. Body fat also up 0.5%. And look at your muscle mass here. Muscle mass went up 2.6 pounds. Mazel tov
I'll take
on
it.
the muscle mass.
I'll take it.
Obviously not on the body fat.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed. So there you go.
Shame.
So,
Shame.
you know, that I honestly thought there's a chance I would be exactly the same or even up, but I don't know.
Let's talk some strategies. So what have you been changing? What has been working? What is not?
Obviously, it's not working, but
Is it not working or are you not working?
yes, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I've been more consistent with stuff, more consistent workouts in longer strength training sessions, a little bit extra cardio in there, but diet hasn't been what I want it to be. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Too much beer still, and
Why you don't want to just cut that shit out for this time, for this period of time?
it's always easier said than done. Like I can tell myself, no, yeah, I'm not gonna drink. Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm good. And then weekend will come and I'll just start drinking. I'm like, what the but I'll be good like all week. Everything will be fine. And then like we have something to do every single weekend, no matter what.
Just be a freaking bulldog and tell people no.
That's
I'm not
exactly what
drinking.
needs to happen, because if I don't,
Trust me,
I'm
people
going to be
will
wearing a dress
respect
in a
you more
steakhouse.
for that.
Yeah, you're
Are
right.
you
sticking
eating
to
out a
your
lot,
shit.
or
Yeah.
like what do you
Yes
do
and
for
no.
lunch?
I mean, even you can choose freaking healthier stuff if you eat out. Like,
Well, the drinking too,
do
I was
eat
gonna
out
say,
a
man.
lot,
Yeah, the drinking
you know?
is really where the empty
What are you drinking?
calories
Is
come in.
it beer?
It varies. It's
Okay.
usually beer. Now I'm working at a brewery
Whiskey.
part-time.
That's right.
So now I'm drinking like
Whiskey.
my hazy IPA. Delicious. But
When
I
you're
gotta
working
stop
at a
doing that.
brewery,
I do like weekends now.
Yeah.
I do like the remote events. So I go out and I like sell beer to the people at whatever farmers markets.
Oh,
and
that
stuff.
sounds like fun.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, you
It's
gotta
not
tell
bad.
us.
It's not a bad gig at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Sounds
fun.
like fun. Yeah.
But yeah, I just got to kick that out. Most part of the diet's pretty clean. I mean, snacking
just
here and there, but
freaking
really not much.
2
And then-
months, bro. It's just less
Yeah.
than 2 months already. Just take the beer out for that time.
You're
That's
right.
it.
I think we should start trying to meet up like once a week or
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks for like a group workout. You know, you
100%.
run a stool
I
workout
agree.
1 week. We can meet at your gym. I don't know if we could do yours, but we can meet at my trailers.
I'm with it.
I think it could be
Sure.
fun. It'll be
Let's do it.
fun. It'll
Figure
put us
that
outside of our
out.
comfort zone. It'll improve our relationships as co friends. I guess we're not co. Co-contenders. How about you, Brenner?
I have been ramping up for High Rocks because I got absolutely embarrassed last year. So
That's
I
right.
really don't want to get embarrassed again. So I've been running, like legit running. I was telling Ryan walking in here, I haven't deadlifted in almost 3 weeks. My back's been, but it's also just been, it doesn't make sense. If I've squatted,
By
I
the way,
haven't gone past-
remind me, I can help you out with the back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
Not in that way that you think, but
yeah.
it's like,
It'll get
Fix the
irritated.
problem.
There's so much sexual
'Cause
tension
it's
between
Such a
us.
beautiful little
It's
romance.
disgusting.
It gets irritated.
I love it.
Because it's a fracture that never healed. I think I said that before. So like when it gets inflamed, it kind of will stay inflamed. And then once it's calm, it's calm. I'm just trying to get it calm again. But like, so I squatted. And so what I've been trying to do is like legs or like lift and then run to simulate running on tired legs.
It makes running so much harder.
It blows. So
Dude.
yeah, but I haven't chased the max in like almost 2 months, you know.
So when you're doing your runs, are you doing some kind of running program where you're building up, ramping it up, or are you kind of shooting for whatever max you can do? Are we doing longer distance? Are you doing a mile? Or
That's a good question. So, all right. So the event is a total of 5 miles because it's 8 kilometers. So it's roughly 5 miles. So I started doing both. So I ramped up to just being able to do a 5 mile run straight. That was this first step. And now I'm trying to progressively do that 5 mile run faster every time, which
Okay.
I've been doing. And then yesterday was the first time I really tried to simulate the event, which is like do something and then 1,000-meter run, do something 1,000 meters. So like I did sandbag walking lunge because that's one of the zones you have to do, 1,000-meter run, broad jump burpees for like, I think it's like 50 meters or something, 100 meters. I don't know. It sucks. 1,000-meter run, 1,000-meter ski, 1,000-meter run, 1,000-meter row. That's what I did yesterday.
sounds miserable, man.
It's awful,
Worst
dude.
thing ever.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't, dude. I want to like not.
I
suck
love it.
this
Not
shit.
gonna lie, that's awesome.
but that's gonna
Just
help
give
you
me
burn
an
that
idea.
body fat.
I would,
though,
yeah.
too.
So I don't know, but like I don't know. I haven't felt leaner. That's why I was like, I don't know. But I have been. It's the most I've run in a long time. So that's why I look so unhappy right now.
How's the body reacting to it? You feeling new aches and pains? Were you saying something about the ankle?
Ankle was really. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like stuff just comes and goes. Like yeah, the ankle was really mad. Like I'll get anterior ankle impingement, and that'll kind of come and go, and that's been gone. And I'm trying to get the back under control. I was running on Sunday, and I was in a car all weekend because I was up in a wedding in Lake George, and like I could just feel like my erectors like would not release.
They just light up while you're running.
No, I get tight, and so I was gonna only do one lap because like I could barely run, and then it finally loosened up. But like it'll loosen up, and then the next day like the shit's like right there again. So I'm working on it.
I have a little experience with that actually. It's hit or miss. It'll come and go. Where I have like a couple different issues, right? And I don't know who can relate, but sometimes when you run, it's like a cardiovascular thing, right? So like it hits you first in your lungs, and you just can't breathe. Sometimes when you run, me personally, the other day I experienced this. My freaking dorsiflexors, so the front of my shin will just like light up and they're on fire, and I like
your anterior tibs.
My anterior tibs, yeah exactly. And sucks. Sometimes for me, and it hasn't been happening a lot, and I don't want to jinx it, but my lower back all the time used to just like light up when I would try to run, and I figured out that it was actually my glutes weren't firing properly. And so
that makes sense.
And so when I would stop and prime my glutes, some kind of abduction or glute bridges, or just like getting a little stretching, something to like get them activated and then get them loose. And then do like 2 cycles of that, and then I'd be fine in lower back. But then you also have to think about the high impact of running. And I've been noticing my back feels just a little tighter because I've been running like 3 times a week, and I've been feeling it.
Yeah, I run like with cinder block feet too. I'm trying to get better, having like a better gait and a better stride. But yeah, like if you hit the ground hard, it's gonna take its toll.
Big game changer for me too. Testing my mile out is keeping low to the ground. So I would always kind of bounce when I would run.
Yeah.
But I figured out that if I just kind of drive my knees forward and flick my shin, my tib out in front, and almost like sometimes my heels drag on that movement because I'm staying so low, I'm able to go a lot faster because I'm not wasting energy going up and down. I'm propelling myself forward.
Interesting.
Game changer.
I try to keep thinking like kick my heels back. That's like if I'm really trying to go faster.
Like the extension, you mean?
Yeah, so like on the
drive the
runner.
knee forward. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of when I'm running that not die.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is horrible. I hate every second of this.
Yeah.
So I hate running too. It's like a
The whole
war
thing
shit.
is like self-talk. I don't think about any part of my anatomy.
It's gotten a little better. I've enjoyed
self-talk.
getting better at it. But
First couple weeks
I
suck.
agree with you. It's like I just want to kill myself.
Set like goals. I'm like, all right, I got to run to like that tree. All right, you be going for like X amount of time. Just get to that tree. And I get to that tree, and I'm like, I got to get to the next tree. Like, I got to get to that spot. And it just continues to keep making me go.
Well, that's what happened to me the other day at Tyler. I got my strength. I did an arm day in the morning, and sometimes I'll run directly after, and those miles were extra tough. But I did an arm workout in the morning, and then several hours later, I went to Tyler State Park. And everyone knows how hilly that place is, so it's not
yeah, I love that place.
I love it, but the elevation gain is going to kill you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it was just one of those days where the freaking front tib was they were just locking up. I had to grind out that first mile, and I had planned to do like a little 5K, and then so for the last like 2 miles, I just sped walked. Yeah, it was brutal. It was not a good day for running. Gar, how about your strategies, brother?
Okay.
Tell us your secret to losing 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
I mean, not gonna lie, dude. It's like that muscle loss is a little bit disappointing me, but it is what it is because I actually started running too.
Did you?
Yeah, one of my female friends.
You've been holding out on me.
Huh?
I don't think you told me. You were talking about it and saying we should go, but I didn't know you were running.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still a rookie. I'm still really bad. Like this is how I run right now. I started with a minute on, minute off, just walking. Minute run, then minute walking. Now I'm already up to 1.5 minutes, and I got a little bit faster. So, because one of my female friends, she signed me up on a marathon. That shit gonna be 26 miles, and it's gonna be, I think, in October.
You're doing a marathon in October?
Yeah.
A marathon,
Philly, right?
Dude.
not a half marathon. You're doing a marathon in
yeah.
October.
As I said, I'm
26.2, right?
disgustingly competitive.
That's a big bite. That's a big bite.
Yeah. So I mean,
And you're only
here's the
running for
thing.
like 90 seconds on right now.
That's a good way to build up your aerobic
It's a
base,
great way to
though.
build it, but like,
I
I like a
do
5K,
run-
that'd be great to
here's
build
the
it. Like, this is a
I
marathon.
mean,
This
listen, I can run 5K, no problem. But it just I'm getting ready for that longer. I do 20 rounds of that. 20 times. I repeat that 20 times. So it's not
Better
like
for fat burn anyway.
Yeah. So, and I started doing sprints too. So I do like pretty much almost every day something, or run or sprinting. So yeah.
You got
And-
some time.
Huh?
You got some time. You got
Yeah.
5 months. Right?
Pretty much.
I got a buddy of mine. He I've never run with you,
Yeah.
but I got a buddy of mine. He actually a client of mine and a friend. He always wanted to get into running, and he would always, I never ran with him. We would focus on strength training for our workouts, and he would always tell me about how he sucks at running. He can't run, but he has this dream of running a 5K or something like that, right? And so after like a year of this, I'm like, you're running so consistently. How do you suck so much at running? And so I was like, let's go on a jog. And this guy would just like take off like a bat out of hell right out of the gate and immediately burn up any stored energy he had. And so I just taught him how to pace himself. And that's something you're going to, I don't know what kind of running events you've done in the past, but
Never.
Never?
Only in the army, like a 5 miler. That was
Right.
the
Okay.
most I did. 5 miles in the army.
well, as you're ramping up towards, anyway, I guess the real reason I brought that up is because he has a running app. And I wanted to say that it was Connect, which is the goes to the Garmin, but I feel like it was something else, and I want to try to hook you up with that because it has like a program, and it starts you out with like a mile, and then it fluctuates just like any strength periodization program would, and slowly works you up to where you're ready for that. That and they did a half marathon and a marathon back to back, a 5K. No, they did last year a half marathon and a 5K and a half marathon, 2 back-to-back days in Disney, and this coming year they're going to do a 5K the first day, a half marathon the second day, and a marathon the third day. And the guy's big. He's strong. Like, he's not super low body fat percentage or anything. So I got to get you that app.
Yeah, that actually I will be grateful. But yeah, that's gonna do the trick because my right hand is like still probably 30%, 35.
Yeah.
So it's like I cannot do a lot of stuff. It's still in pain. See, I accidentally turned it off. Yeah.
Yeah, that because like you can get shoulder fatigue from running, so like I have
yeah.
to think that's uncomfortable, right? Because like you got to hold that posture, so like
Oh
I
yeah,
would
for
imagine,
sure.
yeah.
yeah.
But it's like in comparison to like a regular training, that's not a problem. Like when I do I do like shoulder press right now with the 10 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's improvement actually. Yeah. So, and it still gets super tired and sore in like
So
freaking
brutal.
few reps, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like limited to do. I love doing HIIT cardio. What you said about it, like doing a kilometer and then
Broad jump burpees. Ugh.
that's freaking
dude,
awesome.
it's
I was like, this is great. I would love to do that.
Hate
But
broad jump
I cannot
burpees.
do it.
Yeah, because you pressing through the ground,
Yeah.
right, is out right now.
But here's the thing too. It's that marathon gonna actually help me to improve for the tactical games too, because you
100%.
run there in a body armor.
When are you doing the tactical games?
I right now plan is to do a first one in February. I think it's in Florida.
And what does that involve again? What do you have to do?
That sounds
Okay.
awesome.
I know.
It's pretty much a CrossFit with a Spartan race with the guns.
And you're
Like
actually
with
you're
guns,
military.
okay.
I feel like you would enjoy that.
So like
Shooting
CrossFit, what are you doing? Like cleans and stuff like that, or
They do with the axle bar though. They do
Okay,
it
I got
because
you.
You're gonna clean it and then you're gonna walk with it. Then next you're gonna drop it. You're gonna clean it again and like press it and then
Okay.
walk with it like that.
overhead
So,
walk? All right.
yeah.
And then is there like hills you have to run and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
it's
I'm
like
sure
it's
there's
pretty much
plenty.
you are running in a freaking like
God, dude.
And the
Taylor
whole time-
Park. You know, it's like all the places like that.
And then you got to shoot.
And the whole time you're
somebody running
carrying guns
across.
on
Not
you.
exactly somebody, but
You have to carry weapons on you the whole time.
Yes, all the time.
Oh my! All right, so this is
I don't know
dude.
how else you're gonna have the weapon on you,
And
man.
then, well, I don't know if they like you go to a station, then it's there.
Well, it's like the
you know.
tactical game, so like they're mostly probably all military personnel that's gonna want to.
Well, my thought process was his though too. I was like, oh, you get all the Spartan part out of the way, and then there's shooting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like totally.
No, you gotta keep your
intertwined
weapon
the
on you,
entire
man.
time.
yeah, no. It's,
If you don't have your
Always
weapon,
gotta
you're gonna
have
have a
that
bad
dying
day.
on you.
yeah, and it's like not military, like barely. There's a lot of freaking mediocre CrossFitters there.
That's fair.
At least I will do it good here.
Yeah, right. Play to your strengths.
That's crazy. Where in Florida is that? Is that like some? That sounds like some panhandle type stuff. Like, yeah, I want to do them tactical games, man.
No, man,
You get to shoot stuff in there.
They are super like advanced there, not gonna lie.
avoid the
And they even
alligators.
got sponsored by
Target.
Under Armour.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah.
The funniest part, you know that shitty run I told you about I had at Tyler? The funniest part about it was I had like a killer arm day earlier, and I was doing high pulls, which I haven't done in a while. And both of my forearms right here were cramping up the whole time I was running. So I kept having to like run with straight arms, like, and I would be like massaging it. It was so bad, dude.
Why that freaking lizards when they run like this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not how everyone runs. That's how.
You're doing it wrong, man. You're doing it wrong.
Daddy, I'm
fabulous.
We gotta help him.
Oh my gosh.
He's
That's
gonna
how
make
my
a fool of
niece
himself
runs
all
at her
over.
softball games.
Oh, yeah.
She like hits the ball and she's like kind of fast because she's like really long and athletic, and she like runs and her arms are like by her sides. I'm like, what are you doing?
Dude, they get like real
like
stiff.
we work on this. You need to keep your elbows up. Like,
That arm action is important.
go
man.
over this stuff.
Okay, Mitchell, what have your methods been for the competition?
No one gives a shit about you, right?
I guess we forgot to ask you.
Somebody's got it. I mean, God, I can't run at all. So me and Ryan, we both put on weight in like a half percent body fat, which I'm not too worried about. We put on the muscle mass as well. And it just shows I have been much more consistent with all of my strength training, having designated days for everything, not just kind of winging it, what I can fit in, what time do I have, what energy level. And so I think that's why. And that's normal. I'm just impressed. I see that much progress, actually. 4 pounds of muscle gain in 2 weeks. That's great. I'm going to look at it as a positive thing because ultimately weight is not the goal. And so I'm just going to keep doing the runs. I think I'm going to start doing a little more of the HIIT, though. So rather than doing like the mile, probably like sprints, 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off or something.
Mm-hmm.
Start trying to really target that body fat. And to your point, I just need to be a little bit cleaner as well with my calories. Although, me and my wife eat really healthy. But I think I'm going to track for the next week or two, just a little bit, because it's been a long time since I have, and I don't have that very fresh template as to what exactly I'm putting in my body ratio-wise between the macros. I think that's what I need to change to see 10 freaking pounds of fat loss.
Tracking is tough, man. You really got to be
I really hate tracking food.
devoted to track.
It's a
but
pain.
It's necessary for for a lot of people. It's what's one of my hardest things. Like when people are really struggling to lose weight, and I'm like, you got to track.
You don't know
and
what you're even eating.
It's just so hard. Like moms that got kids or they got a lot of travel sports. Like they barely got time.
It's really hard to convince people to buy
you
into
know?
that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it really
just
is.
tough, but I feel like it's like the only way. Just
Little side note though.
Not exactly, but
the only
Mostly.
feasible
Tell
way,
us what your thought process is on that in a second. But one of the biggest things I see though is women not eating enough calories, and that's usually when I increase their calories and protein. That's when they finally start to either get over that hump or start to lose fat and weight at all,
1,000%.
which is so crazy, but makes a lot of sense. Gar, go ahead.
oh yeah, I mean with the carnivore you don't need to track calories.
But like a middle-aged mom is not going to do a carnivore diet.
I mean,
like-
there are a lot of middle-aged moms. That's why freaking Instagram is going insane because girls started pulling that out, and guys like to follow girls, so it's like, there you go.
I understand what you're saying.
Except you, of course. But anyways,
Except for me, of course. Right?
Yeah, I know a lot of people that would not be in on the carnivore
Yeah.
diet.
I
Just
know.
don't-
Listen, it's like
I don't.
I'm
I
a
don't
sweet
mind
tooth,
it.
bro.
I like it, but I know a lot of people I train be like, no, and they would hate that entirely. But
It sounds like their problem, but anyways.
it works. When I've done it, I've lost weight on it. Don't get me wrong, it works.
I think the biggest hurdle is just convenience with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you're on the go a lot, working parents or a personal trainer on the road, like you got to really plan ahead. You got to have that food prep. You got to have a freaking cooler. You got to be on top of it.
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna jump in too and say, like, a lot of times let's say I forgot all my food, right? And I just gonna call the diner, and this is how I make order. Hey guys, I just want 3 burger patties, and I have an allergy on vegetable oil, so please cook it on butter, or just freaking dry on the grill. And they were like, okay.
Where do you get
That's
the
it.
duck eggs?
There's a Bill's Market on a Fisterville. There, I'm giving them.
That's a like a Russian market, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my clients speak very highly of it. I've been meaning to make it over
Their
there,
meat
actually.
is garbage.
Is it?
But yeah.
Shout out to Bell's Market.
Freaking, I brought the ground beef, right? And it still had plenty of before sale, like days, you know. But it went freaking brown in 2 days of me having it in the fridge.
You have to be like Russian to go there though.
Nah, it's open for.
I kind of figured
they don't
you would
discriminate as long as you get cash.
Oh, I kind of just figured there's like a secret sort of code you had to say at the
I mean,
door
I'm
or
not
something.
Russian myself, so what do you want?
Das Vidanya. Okay, come in.
That's actually get up.
I thought Das
Bye.
Vidanya was goodbye.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I'm
a
just
goodbye.
it's the only
Why-
Russian
why
words
do
I
you-
know, and that's like open sesame.
Yes.
Oh, princess.
Okay.
Da.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Oh, da will work better.
All right, guys. So we're gonna meet back in 2 weeks. Anybody got anything inspirational, motivational, sexual that you want to get off your chest?
Everyone just looked at them.
You guys need to say anything before we leave?
Oh,
No,
go on,
man.
Brenner. Just hit it.
Any?
I mean, 2 weeks is really tight, right? It's been about 2 weeks, right?
It's on the dot-ish. I forget exactly.
I feel like it's been more.
Just
but
about on-
at the most 3 weeks, but I guess 2 weeks.
I think
you're
it's
saying?
2. Does anybody know the
been
exact
16
date?
2 and a
Max?
half.
16 days.
16
that feels
days.
more.
That's what the
right.
thing
All
says.
right,
Yeah.
Feels
fair.
more accurate.
2 weeks, 2 days.
That's tight. Like that's really, really tight to see any sort. I feel like a month.
Is when you'll, yeah, I agree.
Usually,
Which is why I'm
yeah.
so impressed with that. I'm also impressed with
I
the
mean,
muscle gain, even though it's,
Listen,
but we all clearly did something.
It's not the goal. is
of
the
course.
problem.
I mean,
I know,
here's
that
the
is-
thing
that
too.
is
even care,
problem.
but the
Yes.
goal is to go the other way.
I know.
And not gonna lie, I did had a freaking lot of muscle loss, but that's because I cannot push myself too. So it's like that's the main thing. You have to hold as much muscle mass as you can when you're losing body fat.
But see, that makes so
Yeah.
much sense because you're running almost every day and you can't lift really very
Yeah,
heavy on
because
many
it's
lifts.
like-
So it makes a lot of sense why you lost so much weight and muscle along with it. And it also makes sense, that the thing that not to be afraid, just for like the viewer, yes, we put on weight, muscle mass, but the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. So long term, it is a good strategy
that,
to do
true.
exactly what we're doing with a little more macro watching,
Which
right?
is why when you had some of your clients increase their intake, they lost weight
right.
because they are actually able to put on muscle mass. Because a lot of what you said, predominantly female clients,
predominantly,
which is common, right?
They always
a lot
look
of
to
moms.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cut it
so
off.
like they put everyone else first, right? And then like their BMR is like in the toilet, right? Because they can't, and then they just basically because they're barely even getting at BMR, they're getting no change.
And they think that they're like doing as much as they can. They're doing something good. It's like, I didn't
Yeah.
even eat that much today.
They're
Well,
making it impossible for themselves to put on muscle mass. I feel like I see this all the damn time. Just
All the
they
time.
cannot put on muscle, so they cannot consistently burn fat.
Yep.
So I really like that you said that.
I'm glad
'cause
you're bringing
that's-
that back.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like
big.
eating less is not inherently better. Can often be detrimentally worse.
100p. And I like too that like as we do these weekly check-ins, I want to still like, we're going to keep it relevant to the fat loss competition, but then we can bring it back to helpful topics and points.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
just keep popping up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
providing value at the same time. It's freaking awesome. Love it.
Solid.
Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see each other in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I already came. You want more viewers or not?